Hi everyone! Welcome to Souped Up Recipes. Today we're making gu lo yo, Cantonese sweet and sour pork. This is one of my favorite dishes while growing up. I remember begging my mom to make it for me when I was a kid. The sweet and sour sauce is vibrant and well balanced. Tastes so good, you have to give it a try.
I am using 1 pound of pork tenderloin today. You can also use pork shoulder, pork loin. If you don't like pork, you can go with chicken or fish instead. Be sure to remove the silver skin on the pork tenderloin because it is extremely tough and chewy. Use the tip of the knife, run it underneath of the silver skin, slice it all the way through. Just keep doing that until the pork is nice and clean. Cut it into 2/3 of an inch cubes. Stick with the same size so every piece can be cooked evenly. Marinate it with 2 tablespoons of soy sauce, 2 tablespoons of Chinese cooking wine, half teaspoon of salt, and half teaspoon of baking soda. The purpose of the baking soda is to tenderize the meat. Add a 1/4 cup of cornstarch. Cracking 1 egg. Keep mixing until you don't see any cornstarch clumps. Set it in the fridge for at least 1 hour. Next, we will make the sweet and sour sauce. 1/2 cup of ketchup, 1/2 cup of apple cider vinegar, 1/2 cup of sugar. If you don't like table sugar, you can definitely switch it to the same amount of honey. 2 tablespoons of orange jam. I used to use plum sauce here, but I couldn't find it today, so I go with orange jam. It does a great job at adding the citrusy taste into this dish. 1 teaspoon of salt to taste. Stir it well, try to break down the orange jam, and set it aside. Take out the pork from the fridge. Get a large bowl, cover the bottom of the bowl with some plain flour. Add some pork pieces here and there. Slightly dust more flour to cover the pork. Use chopsticks to stir them a little bit so they can be coated well. Toss it a few times. Shake off the excess flour. Put them away. There will be some flour left in the bowl. We're going to use that for the next batch. Just repeat the same thing. You probably will need to do this in 2 to 3 batches. Once you've finished everything, let them sit for 10 to 15 minutes. This will allow the coating to bond together. Otherwise, those flour bits will fall off while deep frying, which can ruin the quality of the oil. While waiting, you can prepare the pineapple. Cut it into the same size as the pork pieces. I am using fresh pineapple. You can also use canned pineapple. Just be sure to drain it well, otherwise it will mess up the liquid ratio. Cut 1 red bell pepper and 1 green bell pepper into bite size. Different colors will make the dish look much nicer. If you only have 1 color, that is okay too. Last, quickly chop 3 cloves of garlic. Add 2 to 3 cups of oil to the wok. This is the leftover oil from a few days ago. I was making fish fragrant eggplant. Now I'm just reusing it. Heat the oil to 350 degrees Fahrenheit. When you add the pork, be sure to move it close to the oil and then drop it in. This way, you don't create too much oil splashing and you will be safe. If you don't feel comfortable doing it by hand, you can use tongs or chopsticks. Keep the heat at medium. Gently push them to make sure they don't stick together. In 3 to 5 minutes, the color will change to a light golden. Take them out. There will be some little crunchy bits left in the wok. Get a fine strainer to fish them out. Once the oil is clear, check the temperature again to make sure it reaches 350 degrees Fahrenheit. Then add the second batch of the pork. Frying the meat in batches is a good way to monitor the heat. If you put all the meat into the wok at once, it will drop the oil temperature a lot. Then you end up frying the pork at low heat, which could take twice as long for them to be cooked through. By that time, most of the moisture inside the pork is evaporated, and they won't come out as juicy as they can be. Now the second batch is done frying. Take them out. Let them rest for at least 10 minutes. We will double fry them later. Double frying is to reinforce the crust, so you will be able to catch the crunchiness before they get soggy after the meat is coated with the sauce. Increase the heat to 380 degrees Fahrenheit. This time, you don't need to fry them in batches, just add them all in once. You only need to fry them for a couple of minutes on medium heat until the outside is nice and golden. Transfer them onto a tray with some paper towels under so you can get rid of the excess oil. Pour all the oil out. This oil is already used twice. I will save it and use it one more time for deep frying. Add a tablespoon of fresh cooking oil into the wok. Toss in the garlic. Pour in the sweet and sour sauce. Stir until it is bubbling. Quickly mix 1 tablespoon of cornstarch with half cup of water. Pour it into the wok. Stir and wait until the sauce thickens up. Then add in the bell pepper and the pineapple pieces. Stir on medium heat for a few minutes or until these 2 ingredients reaches the doneness that you like. Last, introduce the pork back to the wok. Keep mixing it until everything is coated with that glossy, sticky sauce. Give it a final taste to see if you need to adjust the flavor. Mine was perfect. Take them out and you are done. That looks really beautiful, but we have no time to admire it. Be sure to serve it right away. If you let it sit for too long, it will lose the crust because the glossy sauce brought in some moisture into the crunchy layer. This sweet and sour pork is what I always crave since I was a kid. It just tastes so good that you can't stop eating it. You know, one of those recipes that when you eat it, you feel happy and guilty at the same time because it has a lot of sugar and it is deep fried. That is why whenever I beg my mom to make this for me, 90% of the time she'll say no, which made this dish even more desirable to me.
I hope you give this a try soon. If you did, leave me a comment, let me know how it goes. As always, you can click the link in the description and find the printable recipe. Thank you for watching and I will see you next time. Bye!